Right, of the week, mail call. Let's see what I got. This is all stuff from my LGS. Magic the Gathering. So I got Slaughter the Strong. 1 double white. Each player chooses any number of creatures he or she controls. Total power. I read this wrong when I ordered it. I read it as I only looked at the small picture in the Journey to Teach website, and I thought it was 4 creatures. So they choose 4 creatures and sacrifice the rest. But it's total power 4 or less. And still, it's 1 cheaper than a Wrath of God. So I'll use it somewhere. Cat Burglar. He's a rogue. He's been errated in the Great Creature Type update. So 4, 3 and a black for a 2/2. That's not very good, but Exodus, what do you got? I mean, can you turn on the light?
Yes, okay. I did my turn.
Yeah, thank you. Alright, so 2 and black tap. Target player chooses and throws away a card. Play to the sorcery. I got it for the art. I love D2 Leesy's art. I don't have one of these. I do now. It was cheap. Maybe I'll put him into Nelia. I don't know. It only hits 1 player.
That's
and they choose the card. That's a Cat Burglar.
He's a real weirdo.
Why?
Look how he's turning his head. He's such a weirdo.
Well, he's listening. He's going to go in and steal.
What a weirdo. This is a weirdo too.
Yep. So I got this Belling Mullet. What I'm going to do with Nally is take out all the creatures and redo it. Redo her stacks, her suites of wizards, warriors, rogues, and clerics. So I got more warriors, I got more rogues. And I'm noticing a lot of the warriors are white. A lot of the rogues are black, so I'm not going to be able to keep the color. I wanted it evenly balanced by color. Evenly white, evenly black, half and half. It's not going to be that way. I'm pretty sure white's going to win out. But we'll see. Okay. So 4 and a black for a 4/6. Not too bad. Beginning of your end step, each player loses 4 life and they sack a non-token creature. I've got a lot of reanimation in Nelia. I've got, well, I got a foil copy, Luris the Dream Den. I've got Ramos, Soul Tender, who raises dead during my upkeep. I've got Lisa, Forgotten Archangel. If a creature I control would die, instead return it to my hand. I've got a Doom Necromancer. What else do I have for recursion reanimation? Athreos. So if a creature I control dies, target opponent loses 3 life, or I put it back in my hand. Beginning of the game, they're going to pay the 3 life. Unless it's got a cool, comes into play ability, and then maybe they'll think differently about it. But I want to keep the overall CMC low. He's high, so I'm not sure. Anyway, he was cheap, so I got him. Camber, the Plunderer, Vampire Rogue. 3 and a black for a 3/4. He partners with Lorene the Diversion, but she's red, so I got her too. Just so I got both. Lifelink, which I need. I have a lot of ways of losing life with Nelia. Black Market Connections, Dark Confidant, Duelist, dueling somebody. I forget what he's called. Anyway, the 2 mana 2/2 guy that during your upkeep, you and target opponent each flip over the top card of your library, and you lose life equal to the highest of the other guy. So if I flip over land, the other guy flips over 2, I lose 2, he loses nothing, but we both put the cards in our hand. Kind of a slap-face group hug. And whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, again in life, you get a blood token. That could be good. And there she is, Lorene, the Diversion. 3 and a red for a 3/3 red rogue. Red, so I can't play it. She can't go into Nelia. First strike, sack an artifact or creature. He makes artifacts. Go target creature. So maybe I'll put both of them into Kaervek. What if I put them in Kaervek? Whenever a creature opponent controls dies, Karavik does direct damage. And sack an artifact or creature, and I create extra creatures out of the goblin token generation. Maybe Nalia will not get Cumber. I also got a bold plagiarist. 300 black for a flashy 2/2 vampire rogue. Whenever an opponent puts one or more counters on a creature they control, I put the same number in kind on bold plagiarist. So a lot of the lads have been playing these decks that put counters on creatures, and this will make that more interesting. How many counters did you put on that? What are they? Tyrannids? Yeah. Cube's Tyrannids deck. You put 10 counters. Flash. I've got a 12/12 bold plagiarist. Shakedown heavy. 3 for a 6/4. He's got to have some kind of negative, right? He's got menace too. Whenever he attacks, defending player may have you draw a card. If they do, he doesn't really attack. He untaps and is removed from combat. But it could be some backhanded card draw. And he's cheap. And he can block. I also got this guy. So he's a human peasant. He's not a rogue or a warrior or a wizard, or he's just a human peasant. For 2, he's a 2/2. Whenever he or another creature I control dies, I gain 1 life. Beginning of end step, if I gain 3 or more life this turn, though, transform him into a rogue, a 3/5 rogue. And still, whenever he or another creature I control dies, I gain 1 life. And he can get Death Touch. So I think he'd be kind of cool in Nalia. And if the lads don't know him, when I play him, they're going to look at it and say, why the hell do you have that? Then when I meet the condition and he flips over, oh, that's why you have that. Yep, that's why I have that. Morbid Opportunist. Whenever one or more other creatures die, draw a card. Only once per turn, but still. 3 for a 1/3, that's not that great, but if I can kill creatures, I can draw cards. Slaughter Specialist, Vampire Warrior. She's 2 for a 3/3. Well, when she comes into play, everybody else creates a 1/1 human creature token. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, she gets bigger. And she only costs 2. Guardian of Faith. Actually thinking putting this into Kenrith. I'm redoing Kenrith, making him a bit more reanimator. I'm going to put a Hirobi in there, because Hirobi allows me to use Kenrith's ability of putting a counter on a creature to kill the creature, because it targets. 1 in a green, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. If I do that and Hirobi's out, he says, hey, you got targeted. Die. Which... maybe he should go... I don't know. I'll think about it. But since right now I'm using Glorious... Not Glorious Protector. This angel. I fucking forget. She comes to play, and any number of target non-angel creatures I control, exile, and then come back when she dies. So, because they target, if I have Hirobi out, I would just kill my creatures, which I don't want to do. Guardian of Faith, he says, wait, no, that's wrong. That's why the angel is in there. He targets, she does not. She says any number. That's right. Maybe one of these days I should learn to read the cards, because the cards tell you what they do. So, this dude will go into Nalia as a way of protecting against border wipes. Flash him into play, any number of the target creature has control phase out. And with the angel, she has to die for them to come back. With the Guardian of Faith, they will phase back in at the beginning of my turn anyway. There she is, my foil Lurrus. She was cheap because she got banned. So she lost a lot of financial value. And she is great with Angelic Renewal. She's going to be good with Dauthi Voidwalker. I'm going to give Nalia Dauthi Voidwalker because I broke up that black modern deck that had them. When I redo it, when I figure out what I want to replace the Graveyard Trespassers with, then I will replace the Dauthi Void Walkers that I'm taking out. Maybe by then they'll have been obsoleted and they'll be cheaper. I don't know. So, Lurrus. Rankle, Master of Pranks. So this little bastard, 2 black for 3/3 flyer. Most of you, if you play Arena, if you've been playing, you know this guy. And you either love him or you hate him, because he's a little bastard. Flying Haste, whenever you slap somebody upside the head, choose any number. I can make everybody discard a card and or lose a life, draw a card, and or sack a creature. Dusk Mental Operative. So, she's a cheap rogue, 1 and a black for 2/2. Can't be blocked for creatures with power 4 or greater. So, if I make her 4, then she'll kill whatever she blocks unless it has Death Touch or some bullshit like that. In that case, she will die. Bane Whip Punisher. So she, 2 and a black for 2/2. When she comes into play, I can put a -1 counter target creature. And then I can sack her, or I can, 1 black and sack her, destroy a creature that is a -1/-1. And it doesn't tap her. There's no tap symbol. So I can put her into play, give something -1/-1, and if I have 1 black available, I can immediately kill it by sacrificing her. And then if I have Athreos or Lisa out, I'll get her back to my hand. Hidden Dragon Slayer. So 1 and a white for 2/1 Megamorph. So that's pretty costly. First, it costs 3 to put him down. Then it costs 3 to Megamorph him. But when he comes face up, I destroy a creature's power 4 or greater and opponent controls. It's interesting that I can't kill my own creatures. Not that I would want to, in most cases, but he only hits creatures and opponent controls, specifically. I wonder why they chose that wording. Champion of Stray Souls. He is probably not going to go Nalia, even though he's a warrior. He is probably going in Saskia because she's going to be a super token deck. So 4 black for 4/4 Skeleton Warrior. 3 black, tap. Sack X other creatures, return X target creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Yeah, no decayed, no until end of turn, none of that. At instant speed, I can sacrifice a bunch of tokens and get creatures back into my graveyard. And then for 7, I could put him back on top of my library from my graveyard if he dies and I need him back. So this guy's really interesting, and he was cheap. He wasn't that much. Guardian of the Forgotten. So why did I get this guy? 3 and a white for 4/4 Vigilant Elephant Warrior. So he's a white warrior. Never modified creature control dies. So if somebody wipes out my creatures that have plus and plus on counters, I kind of get them back. Manifest the top card of my library. Flip them over and get 2/2 creatures. And if they are a face-down creature, I can flip them up for the mana cost. Anytime, as an instant. Basically, they're just morphed. Accursed Marauder. I thought this guy's kind of cool. So, 1 black for 2/1 Zombie Warrior. If it comes in the battlefield, everybody sacks a non-token creature. And he costs 2, so Lurrus can get him back. So I can sacrifice him. And I can recast him with Lurrus and make everybody do it again. 2 Ghost Ways. So 1 for, I got 1 of each version. I already have 1 of these. Didn't have one of the Dominaria remastered foils. The original foil is bulk and expensive, so didn't get that. Exile each creature control so it doesn't target. So 1 will go into Kenny, and 1 will go into Nalia. And I'll take it from there. Nadir's Night... why did I order another one of these? Huh. I forgot that I ordered the full art foil.
Yeah, Joe.
And I ordered another one. I thought they got the set foil. Sometimes I should look at my past history before committing to anything. Anyway, Churning Vertige, when I go pick up the cards, I can say, actually, I don't need this. And they'll say, yeah, okay, fine. And they'll take it back. Because I'm a regular customer. As long as I don't do that too much, as long as I don't piss them off, they're fine with it. And I have only done that maybe 3 times in the whole time I've been buying from them for 12 years now. So she actually she's not going to work. I mean, I just looked up warriors and I was just not really paying attention to what they do because I just wanted more warriors and I wanted more rogue options. So she's going Saskia, it looks like. 2 and a black for a 1/3 elf warrior. Whenever token I control leaves the battlefield, each one loses 1, I gain 1. So yeah, she's going into Saskia. So the status of Saskia now is, after I broke up General Domain, Saskia has all of her shocklands and fetches except Arid Mesa, Blazing Mire, and Blood Crypt. Once I get those 3, she'll have all of her shocks and fetches. I decided to go with a regular commander mana base, not a basic land mana base, because I see the problems I have sometimes with Kenrith, and I don't want to have the same problems with Saskia. It's going to be an interesting project. Impetuous Protege. So red, human warrior, can't use him. Partner with Proud Mentor. When he comes into play, I can go find Proud Mentor, wherever the hell that is, whatever the hell that is. So this little bastard is 2 and a red for a 0/4. Whenever he attacks, he gets +X/+0, where X is the greatest power among tapped creatures your opponents control. This dude is white, so I could put these guys into Aurelia. So this dude, 2 and a white for 1/1, white tap target creature. So I could tap something big, and then this guy would get big. Yeah, maybe I should put them into Aurelia just for fun. I'll think about it. Excuse me. Zentarum Bandit. So 2 for 2/1 Halfling Rogue. Whenever he attacks, not deals damage to an opponent, not deals damage. Whenever he attacks, just attacks, I can pay 1 life and create a treasure token. So after he, resolution of combat, if he dies, I still have the treasure token. I was thinking, so the mono black deck is kind of rogue based. Dauthi Voidwalkers. What is that one black rogue chick? When she comes into play, or another rogue comes into play, your opponent mills 2 cards. Can't remember her name. I can picture the card. She's got a gold arm. She's a 1/1, and if your opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, she gets +2/+1 and a touch. So I thought I would increase the rogues. Problem is, one of the reasons I had the Graveyard Trespassers in the deck is that black deck doesn't have a lot of beef in it. So I either need to get really tricky, put a lot more tricky things in it, play it as semi-control, or I need big beefy cards. One or the other. But if I go with the rogue theme, this guy can fit the bill. He's cheap, comes into play, he'll trigger that rogue chick and force my opponent to mill 2 cards. And if there's a Voidwalker out, they'll be exiled with the void counter on it. And I can get treasure tokens for more mana. Something to think about. Oh, I did. That's why I forgot, because I ordered both. Because I liked the art on both of them. And they were cheap. So, she does the same damn thing as the other one. I got the second one for Corvold, I think. Maybe that's the ticket. Oh, look, the quotes are different. So the set foil, check around at every corner, doesn't help if you forget to look up. The full art, keep looking up and you'll miss what's right in front of your face. That's kind of cool how they're different. I like that. Hey, look, Slaughter the Strong. I guess I'm back to the beginning. So that's the mail call. That's group shot. some good glare on that. And that's it. Go away now.